Hello and welcome to your reading. This is going to be like a bi-monthly reading, and it's actually the dates between the 23rd of January and the 8th of February. So we have so much going on between here and now astrologically. We have this rare planetary alignment in the sign of Aquarius. Okay, so have a look where Aquarius lies in your chart. We'll be looking at exactly where what that means for Virgos, okay, mainly Virgo risings, but look at your sun as well. If you don't do your, or you haven't done your birth chart, go have a look at the link below where you can put into your search engine birth chart and cafe astrology, and that's the link below. There's also a video there for a couple of my go-to astrologists. We've got lunatic astrology, and there's another lady that talks about the full moon there and what it means for your signs. I'm not an astrologist, but I do a lot of research on astrology and what it means as we're going through these rare, especially rare planetary alignments, and of course we have that full moon in Leo. So what we're going to do is we're just going to have a look at an overview of the energy you're going to be working with, Virgo. What's behind you, what's sort of like left you, what lessons you've learned, what things that have happened. This can be like in the past few weeks, the past few months, even years, okay. But let's have a look and see what's here. So I'm going to use the Wisdom of the Oracle deck, my trusty Wisdom of the Oracle deck, for a base for your reading today. And as we're going to do the tarot first, and then we're going to talk about, actually no, I'm watching a lot of videos, and so bear with me if I'm a bit sporadic here, but I'm watching a lot of videos about YouTube, and of course please hit that subscribe, because by subscribing to me it's going to really support your own channel. Okay, I've been doing a lot of look at the algorithm with YouTube and analytics and things like that, so you know, by subscribing to my channel it's really going to support your channel, okay, as well, to get more subscribers for yourself. So like I was saying, I've been watching a lot of videos about authenticity. People want to sort of see real, like unedited content now, more so than all these like fancy edits and thumbnails. Okay, so I'm going to try that for a while and see how that goes. I really want to grow my channel, so like I said, if you want to grow yours too, please subscribe. So, you know, we have this amazing, like, once in a lifetime planetary alignment in Aquarius, and it begins on the 23rd of January and goes through to the 8th. That's why, hence the dates, right, that I'm doing my video. And for you, Virgo, it is in your 6th house. Now this is all about your health, your work, any addictions that you could possibly have, your relationships, okay, with others as well. And there's a lot of decisions. Now, throwing in a full moon in Leo, which is actually in your 12th house, which we'll talk about in a second, is quite a, I'm going to say, conundrum for you. I think Virgo is used to be like this 6th house energy, but the 12th house can be a little bit, actually Virgo likes the 12th house, but with that 6th house there as well, like you're combining with that planetary alignment, it's going to be a bit of a opposite type of energy, okay? So you're going to have to really work, Virgo, or Spirit's asking you to work, like the astrology is asking you to work on your health, your work, your addictions, relationships with others, and to basically choose your heart. I've been talking about this before, like, for example, it's hard to lose weight, right? But it's harder possibly to keep the weight on, all right? So it's going to be difficult. You know, you've got to go to the gym, you've got to walk, you've got to put in the energy, you've got to eat differently. But if you choose not to, ultimately in the end, it's going to be difficult because health will definitely suffer, okay? So this asks you, this Aquarius planetary alignment, to really, between these dates, is to look at where you're self-undoing and to really make some major decisions, okay? So they're really going to transform you though, by the way, okay? About all of the above, the health, the work, the, you know, any addictions, your relationships with other people. So, you know, in a positive way, it's going to, if you make some decisions and stick to them, you can work amazingly with this to really bring about positive changes, okay? The card that's just come out in regards to this is the round and round energy. So, you know, are you going to go round and round and do the same things, like either mentally, the way, and bad habits can be a way you think. It can be an addiction to overworking, because this also falls in your sixth house of work or your health. What are you doing that is self-sabotaging or undoing, okay? So you can transform all those things. It also talks about real estate, contracts, properties, animals. You could, for some of you, thinking about getting a new animal. There could, for some, be an animal, if they're elderly, leaving your life, okay? We don't want to sort of mince words here. But it can also mean, on the flip side, getting a new animal. And you may not have an animal, okay? But you may want one, all right? So a perfect time to do that, all right? We'll talk about the full moon later. That was the planetary alignment that we're working with. Let's have a look at the energy, Virgo, that Spirit wants to bring out, right, that you're working with at this time. Okay, so what energy is Virgo working with at this time? And then we're going to have a look at what's behind you. Okay. Right, let's have a look at what's left you. What's left you? What's leaving you, Virgo, out of your energy? Like I said, possibly lessons and things that you've learned. Okay, wow. Now this came out in the reverse, which I like in the behind energy, right? Then let's have a look at like what's externally influencing you around this time. Okay, that came out in the reverse too. Let's have a look at possible challenge. Oh, 2 challenges. Yeah, all right. I feel there's a lot of other people like surrounding you. Not that they're literally in your face around this time, but there just may be a lot of external wants and needs from people that you can fulfill, but you know, you're asking yourself, is this going to be beneficial for me to fulfill these particular things, okay? How can you work with the challenge here? We're going to clarify each of these cards. Okay. Focus and advice from Spirit, thank you. Wow. This one's difficult to do. We'll talk about that soon. Blessing that's coming your way. Wow, very nice. What you need to know the most. Hidden. What is it that Virgo doesn't see around this time? And the potential outcome for Virgo. Potential outcome. I really want to move the camera back. And like I said, I'm not editing my videos. I'm not like spending too much time doing that. I think we need to be a little bit like authentic here. Bottom of the deck as well. With me saying that, and I'm going to have to find a ultimate for my other videos, like medium, a good medium. Okay, where I'll be able to move all the cards up and you'll be able to see them. Go check out my shorts. Go like those. Like I said, subscribe. It's really going to support your channel as well. And I actually went through a lot of my subscriptions the other day, and I realized how many had subscribed to me, but I hadn't subscribed to them. So I did some subscribing to people to support them. So let's have a look. Okay, so the first energy we have, bearing in mind, right, with the 6th house energy, with this planetary alignment in Aquarius, or all this energy of health, work, addictions, relationships, okay, where have you been undoing yourself? Where have you been overgiving? Where have you been putting too much work into one thing but not another thing? What things do you need to transform? And bearing in mind, you know, the planetary alignment and what's on the table here, which we're going to talk about, okay? So what's behind you is the To Be Fair card. It came out in the reverse, okay? So this is like very much justice energy. It's the number 38, which breaks down to an 11. I think you're recognizing or have recognized, actually I think this has been in Virgo's energy for quite some time now, where things have been unfair, where you've been unfair to yourself, where others have been unfair to you, where things have been super out of balance, possibly even like in your life, regarding your health, regarding relationships. Perhaps you've been overgiving to someone, perhaps they haven't been like really giving back. Let's see what this card is. 3 of Cups. I don't think you're entertaining, just Spirit just said entertaining. I mean, it could be literally entertaining, but you're not entertaining possibly the same group of people that you used to entertain, or you're not like, if someone is just doing something for themselves, in relation to you, right, getting things out of you that they want for their own benefit. I think you're recognizing this, but I think, Virgo, that you have, like, this is something that you've been processing and going through for quite some time now, okay? So that's, as we're moving through into February, right, this is behind you now. You're only putting your energy, which is really, really nice to see here, into things that, things for yourself. I think, like, it is definitely a year of, obviously we're in the year of one, it is the year of self, and you're starting to recognize how much importance that is for you, Virgo. I mean, you don't mind being a hermit. I think this is like, I'm a Virgo sun. You don't mind being a hermit, Virgo. You like, I just heard attention, like you like putting the attention. Let me just move the camera up. Yes, we're not editing. On yourself, that's much better, okay? You can see the cards. You know, you're a hermit. You like what we got at the bottom of the deck, the Chariot. Spirit's saying, you know, you're moving in the right direction right now. So don't second guess. Virgo likes to doubt themselves. They're the hermit. They like to overthink. But we do have the thinker card on the table in how you can work with your challenge. So let's move forward, okay? Now, you would be very much so advised to, Spirit saying, and Spirit always says things in very like oldie worldy types of ways. Spirit just said that to me. So you have 11 and you have 11 here with the breathe card. 2 cards came out here. You also have the card of you, number 9. We'll talk about this one first though. This is like breathing through. So, you know, we talked about health in your 6th house in the next, you know, in these 2 weeks that are here. And perhaps, Virgo, you are really focused on some sort of breathing activities, exercises to support like calming your nervous system. I'm hearing calming your energy. That would be very, very good. Breathing through situations that you are faced with, whether these involve others or, you know, you have to sort of like take a step back and like take a deep breath here. And then you have the exchanging gifts. So there's a lot that Spirit's giving to you here or putting in your way to say this is a gift. You can work with this energy, Virgo, or you can dismiss it, okay? And you can go in that round and round energy and just do things the same old way. So it may be a challenge to, I smoke cigarettes, okay? Super bad, right? I know. But I've been doing, since I was 18, 19, maybe 20, I started smoking. And everyone smoked in the like 80s, right? In the 90s, everyone smoked. You could go to clubs and bars and whatever. And it was just like a way of life. And of course now it's shunned by society, us smokers, okay? And, you know, I've been trying to sort of like cut down. This is my story. I'm being authentic here, right? Oh yeah, clarification. I am doing a video. Hold on a second. I have to sort of like answer that. All right, so let's clarify this. So it's basically Spirit is gifting you this, we can do this. Like you can do this, Virgo, you're gonna kind of accomplish anything. You need to look at like your habits, you can breathe through this. I talked about smoking, like sometimes I just like take some deep breaths if I feel like I want to do something. So Spirit is gifting you this sort of like time period, Virgo. Whatever you need to end, stop, transform, change, especially in regards to health and addictions. And it's like losing an old friend. We've got the 5 of Cups. Perhaps it's something you've been doing for quite some time and it feels like you don't want to stop doing something, but you know it's better for you. You know, if stop seeing a person, stop seeing a friend. Yeah, I mean, we talked about that just in the recent past. You may be really focused on alternative things here, especially in regards to health. Like I've been talking about health for Virgos for a while, for the past, I don't know, 6 weeks now. Tai Chi, Pilates, however you say it. Different alternatives. I hate going to the gym and I hate like getting on the treadmill and doing the old thing, you know. absolutely detest it. It's just like, it's too much. I can't. It's so boring. Even if I'm listening to her, podcasts or whatever, it's like, ah. So don't do what, like, breathe through situations, do things a different way. And there is like a releasing here of the old you, but Spirit's gifting this to you and say you can get through anything here, right? Just breathe through it, Virgo. Just breathe through it, okay? Now, if this isn't about health or releasing some sort of addiction or some, working really hard on yourself, this could be like so the energy you're working with is exchanging gifts. That there could be something coming in here that is really super exciting, actually. And I also talked about finances for a while with Virgo. This could also relationships, so love, money, and anything to do with health has been coming out a lot for Virgo. We have the Three of Pentacles, very nice. So there's some sort of new soul contract here. Spirit may be gifting you, I'm hearing, if you put the time and effort in, right, to something like a project or something creative, okay, you're going to see the huge benefits from that, all right, if you continue with it. And it's important that you continue with it, like, don't give up. Capricorn's not a giver-upper. I don't think you are either, Virgo. But there is like this chudgery, Spirit saying chudgery energy that you've been through for the past however long, that it's just exhausting. So some of you maybe need a break. Some of you could also it would be very good for you to book a trip, I'm hearing as well. And that could, like, Spirit's gifting you with something here and allowing you and saying, you do this for yourself, Virgo, and we're going to do this for you. So there's some sort of new contract here, especially if you're like starting a YouTube channel or anything on social media. Something could blow up, like a video or something. So, take your time making the decision. You have the Two of Pentacles. There may be a lot of decisions in what you need to prioritize, what you need to drop here. Like I said, anything, but you can transform any of those things: health, addictions, relationships, okay, and work, okay, anything to do with those. There may also be a contract that may be coming up in regards that relates to money or your work, your primary job. I'm getting a lot of primary job energy here. Take your time in making the decision, Virgo. So your boss may offer you something and you're like, I'm not sure right now, do I really want to take that, okay? If there's a mourning feel or a grieving feel of the old you, I would say to really think carefully about making that decision, okay? All right, because, the grass is not always greener on the other side of things. Right, let's have a look at external influences. You have the go the distance. Another 11, so you have 11, 11, 11. You could be seeing a lot of ones. Of course, we're in the year of one. Going the distance in the reverse. So this is just a feeling of a knowing, like we had in the past energy. This is still in your energy, which way you want to go and which way you want to go and which way you don't, okay? And having the strength to know the difference, to change the things you can and to release the things you can't, basically. I think there's a lot of things happening around you, possibly, like I said, in your workplace. I'm not really picking up family here. Like, sometimes I pick family up, or career, or relationships. I feel it's like a lot to do with career here for you, Virgo, because it is the 6th house. It's also about work. So having the strength to know, we're in Aquarius timeline. We're not in Capricorn timeline anymore. And Capricorn timeline, like I've said before, is very much like you have to finish what you start. You have to complete something. And with Aquarius, it's like, I've tried that, I don't like it, I'm going to move on to the next thing. And that's okay. And that feels okay as well for you, Virgo, here. So, there may be things challenging you on the external, where your boss wants an answer or a decision, where your relationship or friendships or people around you want answers or a decision from you. Have the strength to say, no, I'm not going to move forward with that, because the going the distance card came out in the reverse. Or no, I'm not going to continue with that for you because it's not satisfying me or fulfilling me. I'm opening the curtain, closing it, on an emotional level. Okay, so that's the external influence. Now your challenge is this change. I mean, especially if it's to do with health, work, whatever, okay? It's the number 10, right? 46 as well, breaking down to a 10, which breaks down to a 1. The challenge can be, while you are going through this dramatic change with this planetary alignment especially, and the full moon in Leo being in your 12th house is really actually quite good for you, Virgo. I think it's good there for you, but with that 6th house planetary alignment, it may be like a bit of a paradox, right? Where the 6th house is telling you need to change A, B, and C, but then the 12th house in the full moon in Leo on the 1st of February is saying you need to sort of like pull back, look at the hidden things, right? Look at the subconscious, okay? So it's finding that fine balance between the two, which are happening sort of at the same time. I like this chaos and conflict in the reverse. I think but it is a challenge. Possibly you're finding it hard to deal with other people as you're changing and their reaction towards things, or your changes, or you're setting up boundaries and their reaction towards those changes may be difficult for you to deal with. But keep going with it, Virgo, especially if you know on an intuitive level that this is the right decision to make, this is the right thing to do. Okay, I have a situation like this in my life right now, in relationships with others, where I'm setting boundaries here, and it's causing some sort of like, Trudy's pulling back her energy type of thing. And it's a challenge to me to continue with the boundary setting. Sometimes I go backwards and then I go forwards, and then 3 steps back and 2 steps forward in regards to boundaries with others. So this could be a challenge for you, Virgo, as well. Okay, let's have a look and see what's here with that. 2 of Cups in the reverse. All right. So there may be a huge, I do feel this is with people, okay? It can be work colleagues, but I feel it's more like relationship. There could be a challenge around your relationships with others, friends, right? Work colleagues, but not to do with work itself. Relationships, right? Whether there's a disconnect and you know something has to change, but then there's that boundary setting, and then there's like letting your guard down now and again, and then having to sort of regroup and remember, no, this relationship is no good anymore, or this friendship needs to that I'm overgiving, or I'm not saying no, I'm not setting boundaries. So this is a challenge, right? This is a challenge because your subconscious with that full moon in Leo, which we'll talk about soon, really sort of it's asking you to really dig deep into what you really want. And sometimes those answers are, well, I really want that person. But then you have to look at the boundaries and where they're where you're overgiving, basically, in a nutshell. Okay, let's not complicate it here. Challenge, how can you work with this challenge? To think. Now, Virgo likes thinking. A lot of the time we tell Virgo not to overthink, but with this particular situation, Spirit's saying, and this will work really well with the full moon in Leo, okay, in your 12th house, is to have a really good think about where that person, because I do think it's a person, really supported you in your past, in your life, and where they didn't, and is the juice worth the squeeze, the energy, the time that you want to sort of move forward or not. The soulmate card is right underneath it, which is what you need to know the most, okay, but we'll look at that soon. So you may, oh shit, that scared me. There was a window here and it's windy outside, and I was just like, boom, boom, boom. It's actually just the window, okay. So yeah, this may have a lot to do with relationships. This is the number 44, which breaks down to an 8, which has a lot to do with healing. And in the middle of your reading is your hopes, not your hopes, your focus and advice and spirit, okay? So Spirit's asking you, you may, okay, Virgo, so you're getting stuck in here in some sort of status quo, you're not wanting to release something, or you're comfortable, right? So, this is how you can work with this challenge. There's a retreat energy. There's a saying, I need to spend some time on my own. I need to look at what resources I have that I want to hang on to, whether it's people, money, literally, whatever, and what I don't, and where I want to put my time and energy. So you can work with the challenge of your transformation, and the possible challenge of not knowing what to do in regards to a relationship with someone, platonic or otherwise. And how you can work with this is to pull back your energy, Virgo, and take your time to think. You've got plenty of time here, right? A lot of people think they have to rush a lot of decisions because we're in this time of fast movement and things are changing so rapidly, and there's so many astrological crazy things going on, and we'll talk about all that another time. All the videos below are, you know, those links down there, and they're all time stamped to your sun or rising. Okay, let's have a look at your focus and advice. Spirit saying, yeah, just with the changes, because it's a big deal, there's some big deal energy here. Spirit just said big deal. To your focus and advice is to just sit and enjoy every present moment, and to look at each thing you're doing in that present moment. So I'll give you an example. Say you've been invited out with friends, you don't really like these people, but you feel like you want to like be social with them because like you want to be wanted, you want to be part of a group. It's not the right group, but it's better than nothing. Spirit's going, what you need to do here, Virgo, is pull back your energy, say no, be aware in your present of how you're feeling in your energy, and be strong enough with the Strength card here to go, I'm not going in that direction. This is part of self-undoing or self-sabotage of me not putting boundaries, or you know, is that time spent going to benefit me to go out with these people, right? That's just an example, although that could be happening to you. Let's have a look at this energy of focus and advice, the number 5. So change is happening. Spirit's asking yourself to, whatever you do, Virgo, put yourself first right now, okay? In health, in work, in relationships with others, set your boundaries. No on a, not no, like be aware on every level of each individual present moment, which is each minute, second by second, day by day. Is this benefiting you? Is this going back to an old pattern? Is this part of my self-undoing that I need to still work on? Or is the energy and time I'm putting into something like a creative project, or spending time with someone that I love, or my kids, or cooking, or whatever you want to do, is it benefiting me? If it's not, it has to go. It has to go. Remember the past, Virgo, here. Remember the things that were unfair. Remember the narcissistic relationships. Remember the people that just were vampires on your energy, okay? And it's not selfish to pull back. This is very 12th house energy here, where present moment, doing what you love, having introspect with this thinking energy, okay? We'll talk about that next, I think, before the next card, which is your blessing. So this full moon in Leo is in your 12th house on the 1st or 2nd of February, depending upon where you are in the world, okay? This is about your subconscious, all right? This is about the hidden, your dreams, okay? Tapping in to the hidden realms of your deep dark in itself, okay? In your soul, on a spiritual level. Thinking, like, I love this deep thinking energy for your Virgo, because it really sits well with you, actually. It may be a bit of a challenge with that planetary alignment with the 6th house. The towers at the bottom of the deck as I'm talking about this. Your goals, like really looking at, and you may want to put pen to paper here, Virgo, your goals, your friends, your communities. You know, you may be feeling less than social with all these areas, okay? And you may develop more of a spiritual routine, or want to, a creative routine. Travel will be very good, especially if you're going alone. Soul searching, your daily habits, right? So this is that present, and that's why I wanted to talk about that right then, because that is perfect. Right in the middle of your reading for your focus and advice and spirit is to use that full moon and Virgo energy in conjunction with and marrying and balancing with that 6th house energy with the planetary alignment. So I'll let you sit and think on that, because there is obviously with the 6th house and the planetary alignment and looking at your health and work and relationships and decisions you have to make around them. And then this 12th house energy with the full moon is like really having to really Virgo, step back from others, okay, and see like, okay. So there's Tower at the bottom, there's the Three of Swords, and there's the Justice in reverse. Now we've had the Justice card in reverse twice now in the Wisdom of the Oracle deck, and now here we've got this Aries energy, we've got this Scorpio Aries energy, we've got this Justice card twice in reverse. I think Virgo for you, and yes, it's another healing journey, or a short healing journey possibly, where you're using this 12th house, this full moon Leo, where you're finally releasing the fragments. And it might not be literal people, it might just be the energy of them. You may want to do cord cutting at this time, it would be perfect, right? Especially around that full moon in Leo on the 1st. Let's move forward, okay? I'm not going to touch too much on astrology. The link is below if you want to go look at it. And I'm just going to mention again, please subscribe to my channel. By subscribing to me, you're also benefiting your own channel, okay? I've been doing a lot of research on the YouTube algorithms and content and creators, and yeah, I've been doing a lot of research the past couple of weeks on that. And by you subscribing to me or me subscribing to you, we're going to help each other. So let's help each other to grow, okay, within this community of spiritual soul tribe people. Okay, so the loyal heart is here. I just want to mention, before I go on to the loyal heart, at the bottom of the deck we had this beautiful a leg up energy, which is like spirit really supporting you. It's the number 7 through everything and the changes. I don't think it's going to be easy for some of you, Virgo. I'm not going to lie. This is like a super duper I don't think this has happened. I think it was 3000. The last time this planetary alignment was 3400 BC. Okay, like this has never really happened in our human lifestyle. I just wanted to say life cycle. Okay, right. So this is a blessing. The spirit will, you know, if you've got this 2 of cups and you're challenging the reverse, spirit will align you. You need to have more faith that spirit will align you with love or with the people that are meant to be in your life. So there's a blessing coming in here, Virgo. You could possibly meet a new person. I wouldn't be surprised if like some court cards come out here. Yeah, you could have someone coming in very quickly towards you. Now it can be love if you're single. It can be that you really wished or wanted a nice, like beautiful platonic kindred spirit energy friendship here, and it is time. Okay, it's time that you moved into a period of time that you aligned with people that you didn't have to constantly put your boundaries up with, Virgo. All right, what? Oh, I didn't see this card here. Yeah, Queen of Swords, that you can communicate on a mature level that is interested in the same things you're interested in. So, you know, you've got that 12th house energy with the full moon. If this has got to do with that 12th house around that full moon, you could definitely be aligning with people on a more spiritual level, especially if you know, even though you want to be on your own, Virgo, I know, but spirit will bring you forward. Like, I mean, the Judgment card is like, it's time for a rebirth in regards to your social, Virgo. And I know really Virgo doesn't really care that much about social. Like, I love my own company and doing my own projects and stuff, but we can't spend our whole lives till we're old being alone. Virgo, okay? We are meant to be, I'm just going to experiment with the camera. You're my guinea pig, Virgo, sorry. Because you're the first of the 12 signs I'm doing on your own. So there's some sort of new rebirth here in regards to a blessing. And the Fool card is not a leap of faith. I'm actually doing a series on my shorts, but I'll be doing a longer series in the future, near future, about each card and what it means. But this is not a leap of faith. This Fool energy is the dreamer energy. It's the imagination card in the major. It's the first card in the major. This is before, actually, I've got the notes on this. I'm pretty sure I have. Where are they? Because I wrote the notes down for my short. So I'm going to actually just read this. The Fool embodies the energy of the dreamer, the imagination of endless possibilities and potential ahead, right? Before you enter into the magician mode, which is being able to create, you know, create it literally into like your tangible existence. The Fool embodies no fear, okay? The spirit of no fear, complete faith, and spontaneity. So it's this fiery Aries energy, right? So when you get this card, be prepared for an exciting new adventure, Virgo, and that is in your blessings, right? It's got a lot to do with friendships. For some, it could have something to do with romantic love, but there's amazing communication coming in with either or, I feel, or even just like platonic friendships if you're not looking for love. I know myself, like I have a very small group of friends, like I could count them. Oh my God, I just like literally checked my phone, 11:11. Wow, thank you, Spirit. I wanted to check to see if I didn't miss anything, because I have to be very careful that I'm not missing work information there. Sorry, I got distracted. Right, let's have a look at, not distracted, but we needed to see that 11:11. So 1111, go and have a look at what it means. You've got it all through your reading, all right? Amazing energy, new deals with, but I mean deal, it's almost like signing a new soul contract with a new romantic partner or platonic relationships, spiritual kindred spirits, spiritual people who have a spiritual meeting of minds energy here. I love this reading for you. I think it's more 12th house and 6th, to be honest, though, with that subconscious sort of like needing to think, needing to like really go deep again, right? Because I do feel there's still quite a bit of energy. We had that Libra in the reverse, the Three of Swords, the Tower. There could be something major coming up as well that you hear about. I don't feel that that was your energy necessarily, in like if it was like a Tower moment happening. I don't think that's for you. I just feel it's like maybe there could also be, on top of what we've already talked about, issues with a particular person. Could be Libra, okay, from your past, I want to say. Oh my God. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah, you could hear with something about this person, all right, if that's your story, okay. Right, what do you need to know the most? For those of you who are single and want romance, you do have a soulmate out there, Virgo, for you. It's really important that you understand the timeline that has to happen in, and the planetary alignments that has to happen in, and possibly they're still going through some releasing and healing that has to happen for them before you guys meet, okay? So if that's your story, and it can be with platonic friendships as well, like I said before, I know I don't have a lot of friends. I could count them on one hand. And I remember someone said something to me like, if that can happen, just be like, if you can count your friends on one hand at the end of your life, you're a very lucky person, okay? And I'm talking about true friends, someone you can trust, like life or death. And then you've got the number 5, right, here with the soulmate. So this is what you need to know. There's some changes coming up within relationships with other people here. Let's clarify this. Okay, 9 of Swords. So the 9 of Swords is an over-anxious, over-worrying, minor, thinking about things that will never come about, thinking about things that will never sort of like happen, eventuate. This is definitely Virgo energy. Virgo likes to overthink, but Virgo can also worry. So if you're wanting, like, for, like I said, friendships or a person to come in, don't worry, Virgo, okay? Remember, we have that spirit has your back. Avoid conflict. This is what you need to know at all costs. Avoid conflict here. There could be someone in your life or someone that's close to you, could even be a child, that is going through a situation. Because I don't feel that this is like really your energy, Virgo, if it comes to conflict. I feel it may be someone around you going through something, okay? And Spirit's saying, if that's your story, and if you have like a child or a friend that's going through a breakup, a breakdown in a relationship, especially with a romantic partner, that's their story. That's their story, and that's their journey of healing that they need to learn. And as much as you want to be there to support them, yes, where you can, but remember this 9 of Cups right in the middle of your reading, right? To really focus on your own, on your own healing and your own journey right now, and closing out that, and your health, etc., that we've talked about, because this person, if this is another person in your life, and you'll know if it's you and it's your story, they have to go through the pain to have the pleasure in the end, or they have to go through this to see, to be awakened, to be enlightened, to be like to ascend on a spiritual level. So help them where you can if that's another person around you, okay? What else does Virgo need to know the most? I'm also seeing Libra again. We have the Nine of Wands. So if you're single, stop worrying, Virgo, okay? Stop having conflict in your mind. I'm not good enough, or doubting yourself. So I want to pull an oracle card out for you for this time period from the Animal Spirit deck, probably. No, actually, yes, I will, okay? What else do we have? Ace of Cups. So for those of you who are single, there is passion and there is new love coming in, all right? Stop over worrying. There's something that you need to do here. Once you start putting yourself first, once you start like sorting out any undoing, releasing people over here, that are not good for you, or habits or behaviors or patterns of thinking, or overworking, or not setting boundaries. So there's still some work here before we fully step into the Aquarius timeline completely on the 23rd, okay, of February. It's the 17th of February. And that's that Fire Horse New Year as well. Okay, let's have a look at what's hidden. What you don't see coming is, especially if you've been going through it, Virgo, these dark clouds, these dark days here, you're actually, what's hidden is that you don't see coming is some amazing blessings and that full energy, right? That new beginning here, that imagination, that creating anything is possible energy. This is what you don't see coming. So there's a need here to Virgo. Again, you've got another card. You've got Nine of Swords, Nine of Wands, Nine of Cups. The only one we haven't got is the Nine of Pentacles, but I did see it before. I wanted to look at the bottom of the deck. We have the Ten of Cups here. What you don't see coming is something very healthy. I'm hearing a person for a lot of you. There is a need to not put your boundaries up too tall or build your wall too out of concrete, Spirit saying. You need to bend a little here, okay, as you're moving from a difficult place possibly into a much brighter day. Yeah, you need to bend here. Don't look at these ones. Nine of Wands in reverse, Seven of Wands in reverse. It's like, I need to like not think the whole universe or everyone is out to get you, Virgo, which can happen with Virgos here, as you don't see something coming. As you're moving away from a difficult period, know it's for your benefit, it's for your best, whatever is being released, okay? Because you're stepping into your power, Aries energy. So we've got double Aries here. You could have Aries somewhere heavily in your chart. You're stepping into a more solid, secure, exciting, fiery, new beginning. So this year at the Fire Horse, which starts on the 17th, 18th of February, will be very significant to you, Virgo, if you do all this work first, okay? So there's still work to be done here. There's still boundaries to be set. There's a fine balance between setting your boundaries and completely closing yourself off to others, especially with that 12th house energy, okay? Put yourself first, be in the present moment, enjoy each present moment you have with yourself and on this beautiful place we called Earth and with the people that surround us. But it's like a minute by minute decisions that you're going to have to make around this time, all right? And you have the strength to do this. You have Spirit's backing as well. We have a potential outcome slowly. I mean, we have this, it's the number 9 again. Let's see, you have lots of 9s, 9999 and 1111. There's about 10 number ones in your, not ones, one, the number 1 in your reading. So 1s and 9s are significant, which are like, you know, we came from 2025 just now, so like that is the 9 energy and we're coming into the 1. So there is like a back and forward, should I, shouldn't I? You know, you need to put yourself first. Whatever's going on, whatever you're doing, put yourself first. You have to make minute by minute decisions here through this time period. But this has a turtle. He has this little treasure chest with a turtle on his back. It is love. It's like loads of love hearts coming out of this. There's money in here. There's this watery energy here. So it's tangible. There's water as well. So the potential outcome is to keep doing what you're doing, right? And you will get your blessings coming into you, right? between worlds, from coming from a difficult place to a good place, being able to imagine what you want your life to look like going to this timeline. And it may take some time, but the Ace of Wands is here. So creative growth, we have this Libra energy, and we have the Ten of Pentacles now at the bottom of the deck. We also have the King of Pentacles. They're all in the upright, okay? And we have the Star too, right? So justice will prevail, I'm hearing, like, or be in your favor. Keep pushing forward. Whatever time you want to spend with yourself or others, make sure it's time well spent, right? You have the Ten of Pentacles, which is an incredible card. Talks about your wealth, your blessings, like even like literally financial blessings coming in for you. This is like absolutely beautiful. And then you will be that, you will aspire to be what you've been aspiring to be, right? You will continue to do, like, as long as you continue to put yourself first and only spend time and energy, right, if the juice is worth the squeeze, right, with anything that's going to make you stable. If it's not going to make you stable, Virgo, it's not for you in this timeline. It's not for you. I like this Ten of Pentacles, especially with the legal card as well. There could be something coming up that's like very, very positive, okay? We did have the Star at the bottom of the deck. I had to do that quickly because nudity. There could be literally something legal coming up. You could be coming into money. This actually came up in the reading not too long ago about money for you and financial blessings coming your way. That was in my January readings. So who knows? I mean, obviously this story is not for everyone. It will reach the Virgos it's supposed to. Let's have a look at a final card. Yes, I'm not editing. I am moving away from really caring about editing. I'm being authentic here, so I'm moving cameras around and I'm opening and closing curtains in my readings. Yeah, that's that. Let's have a look at a couple of cards. First of all, we're going to have a look at a moon card for you. This full moon in Leo, what does it mean for Virgo? Okay, we have the energy is gaining momentum and believe in the impossible. Okay, so even though you think something right now, Virgo, may be out of reach, believe in the impossible, right? It is a full moon energy. It's actually a blue moon. I don't think we've got two full moons in February. I mean, we could have, because the first one's on the 1st. I'll have to go back and look at that. The energy is gaining momentum. Things are going to start moving forward, and there's a flock of birds here. There's a few birds, so you're going to be moving forward with the right people. All right. And another card, the Animal Spirit deck, for this reading for you, Virgo. I love, 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 love this for Virgo for this time period from the 23rd of Jan to the 8th of February. Okay, yeah, be at home. There is this beautiful energy of really being in your comfort zone. Virgo loves to be on their own. They love to be at home. They love to be at home within themselves, or literally at home, okay? And there's that turtle spirit, okay, which we saw in the potential outcome. This may take some time. Let the energies percolate and gestate, okay? As you're in thinking mode, which you love, all right? You are the number 9 in the tarot, which is, well, shouldn't be about the 9 of Swords and the 9 of Wands, but it should be about the 9 of Pentacles and the 9 of Cups, okay? So sit in this beautiful energy of Spirit giving you the green light right now to be on your own, to use that 12th house with the full moon, okay? As subconscious and dreams and tapping into creativity. Remember creativity. Remember you had the Ace of Wands, right? So there's so much you can accomplish at this time, especially on the creative. And at the bottom of the deck here, we have learn from the past, right? Learn from the past. I don't have to say too much more on that, Virgo. That was your reading. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you soon. Remember, I'm on lives. I've got shorts out there. Go check them out. See ya.